Hey friends, okay, so today's video, I'm gonna be talking about how to help our family and our children to kind of dive deeper into this Lent season. And so I'm gonna give you a bunch of ideas on different things that you can do to grow in the faith during this Lent season. For little kids and big kids, and even if you don't have kids, I feel like this video will still have value for you because it will kind of draw you into maybe some ideas you maybe hadn't thought of before. So anyway, so I'm gonna give you some ideas. To start off, I would highly recommend over on my website, I have these very free PDF. You don't have to sign up on a mailing list or anything like that, but I did this to maybe help you and your family to prepare for the Lent season. So pretty much what this is, it says my Lent prayers. Each day I will pray. And so your children can write there, and you, this is for adults too, you can write what you want to pray every day. Like, I want to pray a Divine Mercy Chaplet every day. I want to read the Bible more. I want to do a daily devotional, just to give you some ideas. So every day, like, what can I do extra in my prayer life for God? The second one is fasting. So what can I give up? Usually you give up something that you enjoy. That's the whole reason, right? So the children, you can say, oh, you could give up, you know, some type of food, or maybe they like video games, or maybe a certain movie or something like that. Like, you can kind of, you know, encourage them to pick something that, you know, will be a little bit challenging for them. That is the whole point of it, and that's good. And then the last one is my good works will be, so almsgiving. So what will my good works be? And they can think about it, you know, give them some ideas. Over on my website, I'll have a whole bunch of ideas for adults and kids on, you know, what to fill out, you know, if you're thinking, if you want ideas. So that's the first thing I would say. For almsgiving too, just a couple ideas is they could, you know, do an extra job around the house, or, you know, give some of their allowance to the church or to the poor, or, you know, they can give in some way. That's the whole point of almsgiving. Then I also have Lent for families. So if you wanted to do it as a family as well, so individually, but also on the side family, like, you can pray together the Divine Mercy Chaplet, or, you know, a decade of the Rosary, or something additional as a family. You can fast on something. So maybe your family loves movie nights, and you can give up movie nights, something that you enjoy as a family, but even though it's like good, it's something that maybe you could replace it with something else. So instead of movie night, we can have board games, you know, so just kind of switch it around to something that your family enjoys. And then our good works will be, and so as a family, what do you want to do to bless others or bless God? So anyway, so you can get both of those at my website, Catholic Mom's Life, for free. I'll put the link down below as well. So, so I'm gonna give you, on top of that, just ideas that you can maybe even fill some of these into there. For example, like Stations of the Cross. So you could do Stations of the Cross with your children. You could, every Friday night, like, decide as a prayer, every Friday night we want to do Stations of the Cross. And so typically, traditionally, that happens on Friday evenings. And I have this book. So you can find a book like this, or on my YouTube channel, I have Stations of the Cross for little kids. So I'll put that link down below as well. And I have a free PDF of those Stations of the Cross if you want to read along, over on my website as well. So I will have it all linked kind of in two places, but I highly recommend doing Stations of the Cross. I think it's really important to teach our children what happened, and I like the little kid versions because they make it a little more subtle than, like, you know, how hard it really was and stuff. They make it more easier for kids to understand. So I would definitely encourage to do Stations of the Cross. We did that growing up in my family, and I remember every Friday, that's what we went to the Catholic Church and we did Stations of the Cross, and it was an eye-opener for me as a child. So another thing that you could do is strip everything off the walls. So all the pictures, all your family pictures, maybe everything but your, you know, your Sacred Heart picture or something like that, but just have it like where you're just down to the bones, you know. Maybe take away your pillows from your living room, or your blankets, or, you know, like, just kind of like have everything very minimal. And I think that when you look at your house, it'll remind you of, oh, this is Lent. Like, this is a time where we don't want to have chaos or, you know, different distractions. We want to focus on God during the Lent time. So another thing that you could do along with that is maybe replace these things and maybe put like purple around your house. Purple is the color we use during Lent, and so that is kind of a reflection of how, you know, the Passion of Christ. And so that's just an idea, is maybe have like purple drapings or purple, you know, around the house to remind you of the Passion of Christ and Lent. So another idea that you could do is, I have a whole new ministry going on called Faith in 5, and pretty much what it is, it's just a piece of paper and you print it up, or you could look on your phone. It's at my website, and pretty much you're teaching the faith to your family. So every night we've been doing this, where we'll sit down, have dinner, we'll talk a little bit, and then we'll ask, you know, we'll talk about the discussion of that night. So there's 5 different topics, and I have, so you can just print that out. So I have specific ones for Lent as well. And so I have 2 different age groups. So I have like before First Communion, so 3 to 8. So like very basic, you're just teaching the very basics of the Catholic Church. And then once they're older to understand, so usually it's after First Communion or older, there's another one. So there's 2 different tiers that you can go ahead and print out, and maybe you want to print both of them out and ask both of the questions. But it's just honestly to teach the Catholic faith, and during Lent it'll obviously be teaching the faith geared around the Lent season. And so it's kind of to help you and your family to understand and to grow in the faith. We've been doing this as a family every night, and it's been really good. We've had some amazing discussions and questions. Anyway, I highly recommend just printing this out once a week, and like you have your table topics for the night, and it's all about God, and you're teaching the faith too. And if you don't know, you know, like they ask questions, but if you don't know it, it gives the answers too. So don't worry if you don't know the faith that well. It's all about teaching everybody. So another thing is you could have a box. So get a big box out and have all your kids go and grab their favorite toy, and something that they are okay with giving up during Lent, you know, whether it's a football or whether it's, you know, a video game or, you know, whatever it is. And all the kids come together and you place it in the Lent box, and you pretty much put it away for all of Lent. And then once Easter comes, you bring it back out and they have their favorite toy again. So obviously you don't want to be too crazy. Like my daughter Bella is like, loves her blankie and goes nowhere without her blankie. So I wouldn't go that hard, you know, like let them choose like a toy that they really like, but that, you know, they can live without at the same time. And then everybody put them in there. And then Easter is even better because they get their favorite toy back. So that's an idea as well. Another thing you could do as a family is to read a chapter book with your kids. So these ones are amazing. Like, if you have little readers, so Thomas has been reading these. It's a chapter book, and it teaches the faith very, very well. Like it's in a story form, obviously, and so every night you could read a chapter of these saint books. I have a whole list over on my Amazon wish list, so if you're just looking for ideas, you can head over there. I'll link that down below, but they have so many of these, and it's all different saints, and it's about their life, their stories. They are so good too. Like even if you didn't have kids, these are really fun, interesting books to read. Highly recommend it. This one is Our Lady Came to Fatima, but they have Saint Therese, Saint Rose of Lima, Saint Martin de Porres. They have so many saints, and they're fascinating. It is so great, and that is how I grew closer to God, was reading about the saints. And so I think like reading about them with your family is phenomenal. So even if that's something you want to do, maybe that can be the almsgiving of your husband or you, the wife, to read every night, or even you know, before homeschooling. But these are so good. Anyway, so those are my ideas. I hope that it helped, and definitely share what your ideas are. I hope that you have a beautiful Holy Lent, and until next time, I will see you all later. God bless. Bye.